check. Alright, family, this is Brother Hot Tim coming at you live and direct, well, at least live on Facebook and live on Periscope, but I am not live on Spreaker because I want to make sure I'm able to provide those people that listen to me on Spreaker the best quality sound that I could possibly produce. Now, I'm still working with the light thing. Y'all know, this light ain't really designed for Brother Hot Tim, and that's cool, right? We don't want to kill it with the background light. Let's see. Nope, like a ghost. I'm like a ghost. Let me turn that down a little bit. Turn it down. Just a little bit of warmth in the background. All right, so the mic is hot. Of course, y'all know it's Kuji Chagalia. I want to thank everybody for joining me. I definitely want to thank everybody who has been joining me for the Daily Toast. Today we will be changing the proverb of the week. The proverb of the week will be changing, and let me announce what that is. The change for this week will be, it was last week, it was, say the knowledge holders, true home is the place from which the sun breaks. So all of the Daily Toast were set in that framework. We're moving to right practice is true knowing, said the knowledge holders. Right practice is true knowing. So we're going to jump on that. That's going to be the proverb of the week. For those that don't know, I'm taking the Nguza Saba Challenge. And of course, I'm naming every day, one of the principles of Kwanzaa. So today is Kuji Chagalia. Those of you that know the principles of Kwanzaa, you should be able to come up with the mathematics to know exactly what principle we will be on tomorrow. And I'll tell you, it's Ujima. So today is Kuji Chagalia. The principle, of course, is self-determination. The M7, which we call it the Millennium 7, is self-determination as well. The meiotic principle for the day is justice. The Hermetic law for the day is correspondence. Check out the daily toast that I did this morning because I talked about the 5 aspects of the self as it relates to correspondence, as well as the way it relates to the proverb. I can't wait to see what direction it's going to go tomorrow because we got a whole new proverb and we're going to jump right into it nice and hard. I'm not playing with this no more. All right. So for those also now listening, check out my new book. It's out. It's called Freedom Within Limits. Right. You go to I got to get to Amazon. It's on Amazon. You get it at Create Space. You also can check it out on Kindle. It's available on Kindle. Kindle, I got it going real low. I think it's about $3 right now. I'm up in that as soon as the time is right. So now, what we also have to do is we got to take time to let you know that you are now listening to Gye-Nyame Journey Radio. I am your host, Brother Hot Tim. This is a Heart of a Simba production. And the night shows is folk tales for grown folks. And I need y'all to understand these folk tales are not just for kids. So if you got kids around listening, please move them back because the language may get kind of strong. And my job, the only job I have while I'm on here is to blow up your old paradigm. Because if we don't blow up those old paradigms, we're not going to be able to change. And if we don't change, we're going to stay stuck where we are, right? So now, those that would like to call in and join the conversation, because I'm about to move into this proverb real quick, because I'm not going to hold y'all too long tonight. I'm trying to keep the shows up under an hour. The number is, and I'll type it in as I'm speaking it, the number is 614-556-4535. But of course, before we get into that, I would like to welcome everybody. I'm typing that in as well. Welcome everybody. I see I have Kevin Sanchez on the line. Sister Jill was on the line. King Keith was on the line. I want to thank y'all for joining me. Welcome. All right. On Facebook. Well, I ain't got nobody on Periscope yet, but hey, you know, it always start. Everything starts slow, and I'm cool with that. All right. So before we get into that, y'all know. Oh, shouts out to Swords, brother Swords Luda. Hey man, I heard you had surgery, man, and I'm hoping you feeling better. But we're gonna have a good conversation tonight. Maybe somebody out there, maybe some of y'all join us on the line. But of course, y'all know I got to bust open that ambrosia first. I got to bust open that ambrosia, man. Listen, this is one of the sponsors, that ambrosia. I just happen to know the owner, right? He's a real cool dude, and he allows us to bust open a bottle or get a gallon or a half gallon, and every week we bust one open. So now, I wonder how this one is going to react. Now, this is one of my personals. This is one of my personal ones. I like mine strong, all right? But it's still shit. I hope it don't explode and mess up everything. Thank God I had the cup ready. It's alive. Man. Yo, I want to send shots out to Yarima Karima for having me on his show, man. I never got so many hits in my life. Never. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, the interview went well. Hopefully we'll be able to do it again. You know what I'm saying? But it was a blessing just to be on that show. For those that can't see what happened, yo, oh man, I love this. I love this. I love the fact that I'm able to make this. All right. For those that don't understand what just happened, whenever I open a bottle of this ambrosia, right, the goal is to make sure that I keep it alive as long as I can. You know what I'm saying? So, what you got is a living food. And I don't want to waste it on my computer. A living food. Self-carbonated product. Created by us. Right? This is my Nation Builder initiative. Not only can it help us raise funds, but it keep us healthy. Keep us vibrant. Keep us lively. This one is strong, y'all. Praise the Lord. That's all. Praise the Lord. That's all I could say. All right. Hold on. Let me get another one. Woo! Man, oh man. All right, somebody got to teach me how to do this Periscope thing, because this is at total zero. And I ain't never had a total zero at nothing. I mean, you know, my ego is kind of hurt. I don't know if I offended some people yesterday talking about nation building, because I know a lot of people out there sensitive. You know what I'm saying? Because when you really start talking about nation building, you know what I'm saying, a lot of people get hurt. Because, you know, they be talking and shit, you know what I'm saying, but they don't, you know what I'm saying, it's one thing to talk it. That's why I'm kind of glad the ancestors lined it up so that the proverb that I'm going to be coming from all next week, because I'm going to be banging. I'm banging all the fake builders and all the fake warriors out there, yo. Listen, right practice is true knowing. Right practice is true knowing, right? Stop all that talk. You know what I'm saying? Right practice is right knowing, right? Right now, we are in a situation now where as nation builders and as warriors, you know what I'm saying, and elders, we don't need right talk. We need right practice, right? Now, this don't mean that you have to give up everything. This don't mean that you got to be super serious all the time. This mean that what you talk, you know what I'm saying, my fault, this mean what you got to live the concepts. We got to live the principles. We got to live it, right? That's the point in time we are right now in history. There's no more time for talking. You know what I'm saying? All the tough talk, all you know what I'm saying? Now it's time to build, right? Are we building businesses, right? Because part of the war is economic. You can't, you know what I'm saying? That's why they always talk about a war chest. That's why politicians talk about war chests, because you need money to fight a battle. You know what I'm saying? Are we creating intellectual property? Are we motivating our children to create innovative things? Are we giving them these tools and challenging them to do more with it than to get on Facebook or to play games with them? You know what I'm saying? It's time for us to start practicing the tools that our ancestors left us to be successful. Oh, man. All right. So, as I was saying, man, so the interview with Gye-Nyame, I got almost 3,000 hits on that, man. I know for some of y'all out there, because some of y'all Facebook balling, right? Some of y'all YouTube balling. I know 3,000 is absolutely nothing for you, but for Brother Hatim, 3,000 is a lot. Let me get another hit of that. All right. Folktale time. Folktale time. Lines are open. 614-556-4535. Folktale time. Oh, shouts out to Brother Swords Luda. He done sent out the call to the troops. I love it when y'all like it, but I like it even more when you share it, right? Because it's time for us to get busy. I just rung the bell. For those that want to join the conversation, hit me up at 614-556-4535. Now, proverb, folktale for the day, y'all. Here we go. The dog, the cock, and the fox. Now, I know it sounds like a porno movie, okay? But it's not a porno movie. It's a good name for one, though. The dog, the cock, and the fox. That's a great name for a porno movie, but it's not. It's the lesson of the day, so get your mind up out the gutter. All right, here we go. A dog and a cock being great friends. I'm sorry. A dog and a cock, being great friends, agreed to travel together. At nightfall, they took shelter in a thick wood. The cock, flying up, perched himself on the branches of a tree, while the dog found a bed beneath in the hollow trunk. When the morning dawned, the cock, as usual, crowed very loudly several times. A fox heard the sound, and wishing to make a breakfast on him, came and stood up under the branches, saying how earnestly he desired to make the acquaintance of the owner of such a magnificent voice. The cock, expecting his civility, said, "Sir, I wish you would do me a favor of going around to the hollow trunk below me and waking my porter, so that he may open the door and let you in." When the fox approached the tree, the dog sprang out and caught him and tore him to pieces. Now, those of you on Spreaker that's joining me a little bit later, I want you to think about that one for a minute. Facebook fam, those that might be listening later, I want you to think about that for a minute. Let that sink in. Because there's several important lessons in that story that I need you to roll over, and I need you to think about. Right? Here we go. I'm going to read it one more again. A dog and a cock, being great friends, agreed to travel together at nightfall. At nightfall, they took shelter in the thick wood. The cock, flying up, perched himself on the branches of a tree, while the dog found a bed beneath in the hollow trunk. When the morning dawned, the cock, as usual, crowed very loudly several times. A fox heard the sound, and wishing to make breakfast on him, came and stood under the branches, saying how earnestly he desired to make the acquaintance of the owner of so magnificent a voice. The cock, suspecting his civility, said, Sir, I wish you would do me a favor of going round to the hollow trunk below me and waking my porter, so that he may open the door and let you in. When the fox approached the tree, the dog sprang out and caught him and tore him to pieces. Now, first things first, I want to say shouts out to my little niece, Taja. Thank you for joining me. Sweets, what's up, Sweets? All right, now, listen to that story, right? And I need you to put your strategic mind on, right? This is a story, because you listen to it and you're like, oh, it's the dog, the cock, and the fox. It's a porno. No. It's a strategy lesson. All right? This is a story about alliances. This is a story about flattery. This is a story about using your allies to help you conquer an enemy. This is a story about catching somebody by surprise. See, once again, for all of y'all that are new to folk tales for grown folks, I want y'all to understand. When Aesop wrote these stories, children were not in mind. These stories were taught to teach adults how to deal with other adults. These stories were taught to teach businessmen how to deal with other businessmen. These stories was taught to teach princes and kings how to deal with other princes and kings. These stories was taught to teach nations how to deal with nations. All right? So oftentimes when you hear these stories, they're layered, right? Yes, I could teach a child a basic lesson with this. But this is a lesson. This is a story. Not only this one, but a lot of these stories in this book are stories that many of us, because we missed these stories, have been getting taken advantage of our whole life. Now check this out. So we got a cock and a dog who are best friends. They're allies. They're not alike, right? They're totally different species, but they're friends. They're friends. I want y'all to think about that. Allies. Allies. And they're going for a long walk, and they camp out in the woods. Now, a cock in the woods is at a disadvantage because he's definitely prey out there, even though we know, well, a lot of y'all don't know, but cocks are very aggressive. Fight like a mug. You know what I'm saying? But even though they're aggressive, they still are prey out in the woods. So he goes out in the woods with an ally, somebody he could trust, a partner, a true friend, right? So the cock jumps up into a tree to sleep. The dog sleeps in the hollow of the tree. A fox hears the cock crowing in the morning and rolls around and tries to flatter him. All right? Now let's stop right there. First off, in some form or fashion, this cock had to determine whether or not he could trust this dog. There was a level of trust between this cock and this dog, right? In some form or fashion, their friendship had been tested enough where this cock knew that he could go into the woods with this dog and feel safe. Now, as a matter of fact, dogs will eat up a cock because it's nothing but it's a male chicken. Dogs love chicken. So somehow, in some way, this dog, whose nature is to eat chickens, became a good friend with a meal. I don't know how, but in some form or fashion, he had gained the trust of this male chicken enough that they would go out into the woods together. They went for a long walk together. I don't know where they was going. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe they're going to visit their friend the car. I don't know. But we know that these two were walking together, and in some form or fashion, there was a bond of trust between them. So as nighttime came, cock went up in the tree, dog went into the hollow of the tree. Now, let's bring that to the people. First off, personal lessons. How many true friends do you really have? How do you evaluate your true friends? You know what I'm saying? Because I'm telling you right now, there must have been something that cock and that dog went through in order for them to be walking in the woods together. You know what I'm saying? What was the evaluating process that this male chicken had for this dog? And what is the evaluation process that you have for your very friends? And black folks, what is our evaluation process for our allies? Do we have an evaluation process? Right? Because many of us are walking into the woods. What do woods represent? Woods represents unknown circumstances, unknown events, mysterious happenings. You know what I'm saying? When you go into the woods back then in the days, anything could happen. Right? So this chicken and this dog were close enough to where this chicken knew that he could depend on this dog. And the question that I have to ask whenever I'm reading these stories is, what's the backstory? You know what I'm saying? And even deeper than that is, what was the evaluation process that this cock used to determine whether or not this dog was his friend? And can we take that same process or a similar process and start evaluating who our true allies and who our true friends are? As black people, we need to really understand in these days and time, who are our true allies? Who is truly on our side? Right? As a tribe, who's truly on your side? You know what I'm saying? Some of my young men out there, right? Some of the young brothers that might listen to this 5 years from now, because this if we don't blow up the world, this is going to be there. How do you know that the individuals that you claim to be your friends are really your friends? How do you know? You know what I'm saying? It brings the question up. It brings the question up. It really makes you think. Or it should. All right, now, let's go. Let's finish the story. So, the cock is up in the tree. And in the morning, we know that a cock gets up in the morning and crows. He does it several times, and the fox hears this. And the fox says, oh, man, there's a male up in these woods. So he comes up to him. I want y'all to check this out. I want you to check out this move, because a lot of y'all been taken by this move. And the first thing that the fox doesn't try to jump up at the tree at the dude. The fox doesn't try to strong arm him. The fox don't throw rocks at him. You know what I'm saying? The fox ain't trying to climb the tree. What does the fox do? The fox starts to flatter him. I'm so amazed by such a marvelous voice. Oh, I would love to meet the person that is in command of such a voice. Now, this is a lesson for my young ladies out there too, right? Because I want y'all to think about this. You can get the folktale books. I got this one offline from a place called ForgottenBooks.com. The one that I have is a translation by a dude by the name of George Fowler Thompson. Right? There's several good translations, but I found his to be one of the best. Also, if you want to keep up with the folk tales that I do, because I'm going in order out of the book. This is probably 220. I probably even did about over 200 of them so far. But every week I kind of post up the ones that I do, at least the title, and you could go directly. All you gotta do is type in the title in Google, and it'll take you straight to sites, because there's sites with the whole damn book. As a matter of fact, I got all the books transcribed. I'm trying to decide on whether I want to put out a book with with an urban twist. You understand what I'm saying? Because some of these stories are good, but I'm thinking about switching them up so that it'll be a little bit more enjoyable for us. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of the animals and stuff, I ain't gonna say out of date, but like I say cock, and people be like, you know what I'm saying? So I gotta maybe update the language and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Maybe even give them an urban twist. I'm still thinking about it. You know what I'm saying? But you get this off of Forgotten Books. Actually, if you go to ForgottenBooks.com, being the type of person you are, you're going to enjoy yourself because they have a bunch of those old books. And I'm talking about those old books that individuals that run the world sit around and read for a couple of dollars. You know what I'm saying? Old classics. You know what I'm saying? They call them, I can't remember what the books are public domain now. Right? Because a lot of those old books, a lot of those good old books are public domain. So that means that you could get the book and you could you could basically copy the book word for word, put your name on it, give credit to the author, and throw an intro on the book and be like, hey, I wrote this. Resource for some of y'all out there. You could take the book, you could read it online. Say, hey, public domain. You know what I'm saying? Same with some of those old movies, but just get to the story, please. I am sorry, Niecy. You know I'm long-winded. All right, that's how I do it. All right, now, hold on. Let me take another sip of that ambrosia. Ambrosia. Thought I told you that ambrosia. All right. For the young ladies out there, did you just call me Prince, girl? I know I can sing. And that's the next project I'm working on. That album. I'm going to call it Love and Ambrosia. All right? Now, here we go. So, oftentimes, we have to look out for our enemies. Check this out, y'all. Check this out. Our enemies don't come at us throwing rocks. Our enemies don't come at us shouting cuss words. Our enemies don't come at us angry, trying to tear things up. Our enemies come at us with flattery. Oh, some of y'all done experienced this shit. Right? They come with the most sincere words, but they want to take everything you got, including your life. I know some of y'all ain't gonna get that, so let me throw God into this. Some of y'all ain't gonna get that. Some of y'all not gonna get that. Right? You're not gonna get that. Our enemies, your enemy, your worst enemy, right? The worst and most treacherous enemy never approaches you as your enemy. They approach you as your friend. How did this fox approach this cock? He came up upon the cock and he tried to flatter him. Oh, what a beautiful voice you have. I would love to meet the person with such a strong and beautiful voice. With every intention of eating his ass up. Every intention. How many alliances as a people we have been in as black folks where we go and we invest because people want to flatter us and then we end up on everybody's dinner table? How many times have you done it as an individual? You understand what I'm saying? Just because somebody come at you with sweet words, man. Listen, we need to get our evaluation processes together as individuals and as a people. Because we're never going to move forward as long as we got these open hearts and we just love it. Listen, I have been fucked over so many times. I'm mad just thinking about it. Right? They come in with flattery. And I got to remember that. I need some of y'all out there on the journey to always remind me of that, Brother Hatim. Beware flattery. Beware. Because they're coming for your head, yo. That's how the enemy always come. They always come for your head. They always come flattering you. They always come with nice words. They always come with gifts. They always come with ill intentions, and they hide them. I call it that. That's that bitchcraft, right? That bitchcraft. You heard that word first here from Brother Hatim. That's that bitchcraft, right? These motherfuckers, they just cause confusion for absolutely no reason at all. Can you turn that light back on, please? That bitchcraft, right? Y'all have to understand me, man. Listen to me. I'm very serious because we are in a delicate situation right now as black people, right? Right now, we're going to have everybody we're going to have people trying to align with us. They're going to try to align with us. But we have to remember, man, we have been on the receiving end of a bunch of bullshit throughout our history because we always open the doors. And what's up, Tylese? And we always end up on the dinner table. Everybody else end up eating our lunch. It's sort of like your boy, the Great Pumpkin, talking about America and everybody taking advantage of it. It ain't America that everybody been taking advantage of. They've been taking advantage of black folks. You know what I'm saying? Y'all need to really understand that. You know, it took me a second, but Yvette Cornell said something on her show that sticks with me. She said that America is built up on your failures. Y'all, Facebook done froze up on me. I don't believe it. Unbelievable. I'm on a rant and Facebook done froze up on me. Got me looking like, man, I look like a fiery black leader. I like that. The People's Champ. Right? Man, maybe that's my sister on, and I got to blame somebody. So Tylese, I think it's your fault. Let's do that and see what happens. I got to blame somebody. So Tylese, it's on you, girl. What you do? Soon as you came on and started acting up, and I lost all my... Ooh, Tylese. How you gonna do me like that? All right. So now I need y'all to understand, man, the seriousness of this, right? So now, this is where you know your true allies, right? Because think about it. In order for somebody to really be your ally, what have they put up to prove their worthiness to you? At the beginning of the story, I was talking about how this dog and this cock, they had their friendship was cemented in some form or fashion. Many of us have friendships that are cemented on talk. It's not cemented on actual. Yep, that you like that, don't you? That bitchcraft. That's gonna use that because I use it. You know what I'm saying? That bitchcraft causing confusion for absolutely no reason at all. That's bitchcraft, right? Male or female. Stop, and you look at people and be like, stop practicing that bitchcraft. Stop it. That's bitchcraft. I call it bitchcraft because unlike a witch, they don't have no powers whatsoever. You know, usually people that practice bitchcraft are absolutely powerless. On the physical realm, on the spiritual realm, they're just powerless. So they just cause confusion. You know what I'm saying? For no reason at all. Bitchcraft. You know what I'm saying? You know. All right, so now, that fox was trying to get at that chicken. That fox wanted to get at chicken. Why? Because that chicken was that meal. Now, the fox is not wrong for that. See, because the wrong one in this story, and it might fuck y'all up. I'm going to read it, but I want to see if y'all can identify who is really wrong in this story, right? And it's not wrong in like a negative way, but he's wrong, right? It's something not right. A dog and a cock, being great friends, agreed to travel together at nightfall. They took shelter in the thick wood. A cock, flying up, perched himself on the branches of the tree, while the dog found a bed beneath in a hollow trunk. When the morning dawned, the cock, as usual, crowed very loudly several times. A fox heard the sound, and wishing to make breakfast on him, came and stood under the branches. saying how earnestly he desired to make the acquaintance of the owner of so magnificent a voice. Every last one of y'all done heard somebody, every last one of y'all done heard somebody trying to get at you like that. The cock, suspecting his civility, said, "Sir, I wish you would do me the favor of going around to the hollow trunk below me and waking my porter, so that he may open the door and let you in." When the fox approached the tree, the dog sprang out and caught him and tore him to pieces. Who is wrong in this story? And I know a lot of y'all going to disagree with me for this. Who is wrong? You have the fox, you have the dog, you have the male chicken, also known as the cock. That just don't sound right coming out my mouth. But the cock. All right? Which one is wrong? All right. Just to make it so I won't keep y'all. To make it quick, the dog is operating outside his nature. Although the dog is the hero of the story, the dog is operating outside his nature. In some form or fashion, the dog has been made in the fashion, trained in the fashion to where he could become friends with the very thing he needs to survive. The dog is friend with prey. In a world that's right, the dog would be eating that damn chicken too. So there's a whole mind state here that we need to explore as a group if we really want to break down the story. What in the fuck is wrong with the dog? Right? But we're gonna leave it at the dog as the hero right now. But something wrong with the damn dog. Why you friends with your food? You know what I'm saying? Worst come to worst, and there's absolutely nothing to eat. How long do you think that alliance going to last between that dog and that chicken? Y'all need to think about this, right? See, a lot of times, all right, Swords say the dog is being used by the chicken. Usually, I would say he a pussy whoop, but it sounds like they are both males. But you know, the dog has a slave mind state. The dog is operating outside of his nature. For those of you that are studied in history, right? Y'all understand what that mind state is. You understand why I say it's a slave mind state? Because slaves operate outside of their mind. They operate outside of their own survival. Right? After you train something so well, it'll operate outside its own survival. Those that have relatives that's been in abusive relationships, y'all know they will act outside common sense. So this dog has been tamed. This dog has been trained by either that chicken or somebody else. But that's a whole nother part of the story. That's a whole nother issue, right? But the point that I'm trying to make is the dog is out of place here, right? And then on top of that, in a tough situation, don't you think that dog will eat that chicken? They have a strange alliance. Now, also, isn't a fox related to the dog? So, the fox, the sly motherfucker with the smooth tongue, right? Who trying to get everything that this chicken has through his smooth words, is out slicked by the chicken. And when he comes around the corner to face the dog, he thinks that it's the chicken's porter, and he think he about to get up in here and eat. He turns around and is torn to pieces by a dog. Now, allies, fam, we all need them. We need to make sure we got alliances, right? But we also need to understand this. And those of you that have been in the street may be able to help people understand this. When you form alliances, and y'all both are going for, and y'all both got an objective that y'all want to achieve, please know that when that objective is met, y'all now enemies. Unless they came up with you, right? Unless they came up in the game with you, y'all now become enemies. Why? Because y'all done knocked out who y'all done fulfilled your partnership. Now, some of us will get all happy-go-lucky and think that we all cooling now. But those that really understand, right, are preparing for the knockoff. What's the knockoff, right? After our alliance is done, I'm preparing to either take the lion's share of what we have achieved, or I'm planning to take it all. And has that not been happening to us throughout history? You know, civil rights, right? Did we get the lion's share of that? I know some of y'all don't want to hear, right? Who getting the lion's share of all the stuff that we got? We earned a lot of stuff in this country. We made a lot of money in this country, right? For people to even have to think about reparations, it's an insult. I'm just saying. When people tell you that, let me think about it. let me think about it. Right? Come on, fam. We think treachery just stops in the street, and when we get into politics, it don't work. Huh? We got unhealthy alliances, just like the dog and the cock. That's an unhealthy alliance. You know what I'm saying? The chicken came out on top in this case. But when the dog gets hungry, what's going to happen to that chicken? He no longer going to be the cock. He no longer going to be the friend. He going to be the meal. Why we can't understand that? We got people looking at us as the meal. I'm understanding they got a movie out there like that right now, right? Get Out. Yeah, hey, somebody trying to tell y'all something. Y'all not listening. What is going on with my camera? Damn, it all the way froze. All right, so I ain't going to belabor the point. All right, it switched back. Man. Damn, Facebook. Why you doing me so wrong? I understand. All right. Facebook done crashed on me, y'all. Let's see what's going on here. Oh, man, it went to... All right, so, come on, camera. Come on. There we go. All right, so my live chat was finished, and that's cool. Periscope was very disappointing tonight, and that's cool. I'm gonna figure it out. Y'all know I don't quit. I don't give up, and I don't quit. Let's see. Well, all right. This is what we're gonna do, y'all. Tonight it ends. So the Facebook crashed on me. I guess I didn't do something right with Periscope. So I'm gonna experiment a little bit more with Periscope. What you doing? What you doing?
Mommy wants this.
No, mommy can't. Why she want that? Oh, I got it. Put it back. Put it down. Put it down. Put it down. All right. This is Brother Hot Tim. I want to thank you, some of y'all, for tuning in, because y'all going to tune in a little bit later. Y'all just don't know it yet. And I am out.